Since May 2024, Russian forces have been pushing toward Vovchansk, a key border city in Ukraine's Kharkiv region. Relentless artillery and tank strikes have flattened this once bustling urban center. Yet, despite the overwhelming destruction, Russia has failed to capture Vovchansk. The reason for this stalemate points to a fundamental shift in the battlefield and severe Russian weaknesses. Contrary to Moscow's narrative of an unstoppable armored advance, the reality on the ground is starkly different. According to analyses from sources like Euromaidan Press, Russia has been unable to launch a single effective mechanized assault on Vovchansk's defenses since the summer of 2025. The primary cause is simple. Ukraine's drones have obliterated Russia's armored vehicles. The approaches to the city are now littered with the husks of abandoned tanks and infantry fighting vehicles, testament to catastrophic Russian losses. With their armor effectively neutralized, Russian tactics have undergone a drastic change. The Kremlin has abandoned large-scale mechanized assaults in favor of relying on small, stealthy infantry groups to infiltrate Ukrainian positions. This shift, which began in mid-2025, aims to bypass Ukraine's formidable defenses in an irregular manner. The strategy, as reported by outlets like Business Insider, involves these small units, often guided by their own drones, attempting to creep slowly across the front, using natural cover and tents to hide. Their goal is to find gaps in Ukrainian lines, slip through, establish a foothold behind enemy positions, and hold until reinforcements arrive, all while sowing chaos. In some instances, as noted by Forces News, these infiltrators have committed the war crime of perfidy, disguising themselves as civilians to ambush Ukrainian troops. There is a brutal logic to this approach. From the Kremlin's perspective, even if these small units are detected and destroyed, which Ukrainian soldiers report happens frequently, they force Ukraine to divert critical resources, attention, and ammunition to eliminate them. If even a few units succeed, Russia gains a tactical foothold. It is a strategy of attrition that places little value on the lives of the soldiers involved. Despite constant assaults, with as many as 11 reported in the broader sector on a single day in early February, these infantry-centric attacks have yielded minimal territorial gains at an enormous human cost. Estimates suggest Russia has suffered over 15,000 casualties in the Vovchansk direction alone since the offensive began, averaging about 25 soldiers killed or wounded per day. Temporary advantages like frozen rivers that eased infantry movement during winter have proven fleeting. Why Putin persists in Vovchansk? Given the high cost and slow progress, Russia's persistence at Vovchansk is driven by several strategic calculations. Creating a buffer zone. A primary objective is to establish a depopulated and destroyed security belt along the international border. This is intended to prevent future Ukrainian cross-border incursions, such as the operation in Russia's Kursk region in August 2024, which proved deeply embarrassing and costly for the Kremlin. Diverting Ukrainian resources. The offensive serves to tie down significant Ukrainian forces, including crucial drone operators and combat brigades in the Kharkiv sector. This relieves pressure on the more strategically vital Donbas front, where Russia's main objectives in Donetsk and Lugansk lie. Political and symbolic motives. Capturing territory, even a completely ruined city, allows the Russian leadership to frame the war as one of relentless, incremental advancement. The remote-controlled revolution. The core dynamic enabling this Ukrainian defense is what United 24 Media has termed the remote-controlled revolution, the dominant role of first-person view and reconnaissance drones. Ukrainian communications officers on the ground state unequivocally that drones have made the use of armored vehicles for assault ineffective. The threat is so pervasive that Russian military analysts are reportedly calling for a complete doctrinal shift away from tanks as the backbone of offensives. The scale of Russian armor losses is staggering. While open-source analysts like Oryx have visually confirmed the destruction of thousands of tanks and armored vehicles, Ukrainian officials estimate the true figures are significantly higher, reaching into the tens of thousands. This massive depletion of equipment is the direct cause of Russia's switch to infantry-only assaults, not a tactical choice. As the Russian independent outlet iStories noted, a reduction in armored vehicle losses in 2025 was not due to improved strategy, but simply because Russia had far fewer vehicles left to send into combat. Conclusion: a costly stalemate. Today, the battle for Vovchansk is a grinding war of attrition. Russian forces, lacking armored support, attempt to bypass the city's ruins on foot, only to be systematically targeted by Ukrainian drones. While Russia maintains a manpower advantage, it cannot translate this into decisive progress without armor. The city, 90% destroyed, stands as a symbol of a brutal but stalled offensive. Ukraine's defenders continue to hold key positions, proving that technological adaptation, resilience, and effective use of drones can neutralize even a numerically superior invading force. The result is a bloody stalemate, where advances are measured in meters and paid for with thousands of lives.